Morning everyone. Can you hear my voice? Hello?
Morning, teacher.
Okay. So it's already 7:45 a.m. So we're going to start our class today. Today's chapter will be the continuation still in chapter 6, acid, base and salt. Subtopic 6.10, effects of heat on salts. Okay. So the learning objective or the learning standard for this subtopic is there are only two learning standard, meaning that you only have to know two things when we learn about this subtopic today. Okay, the first one is you should be able to describe briefly chemical tests to identify gases. Okay, there are 8 different gases. 8 different gases that you should know. How to describe the chemical test to test those 8 gases. Okay, meaning to say the first one that you need to know after this class is you should be able to describe 8 different chemical tests to test for 8 different gases. Okay, that is the first one. Okay, so when you describe chemical tests, you should be able to write down the method, okay, and the observation and the conclusion. Okay, these three needs to be in your describe chemical test. So if question asks you to describe briefly chemical test for guess something, so usually it will be 3 marks. So the 3 marks comes from the method, the observation and the conclusion from the test. Okay, clear? Ini satu benda yang awak perlu tahu hari ni. The next thing will be to investigate the effect of heat on salts through experiments. Okay, ada 2 eksperimen. Kita akan tengok effect of salts, effect of carbonate salts, okay, and effect of nitrate salts through experiment. Kita akan tengok juga effect of the heat on chloride and ammonium and sulfate salt, tapi not through experiment. Okay, you should know what will happen if we heat the salts. Okay, what are the products? Okay, then there is the learning standard for today. So the first one is the gas test. Okay, like I said before, you should be able to know the chemical test to identify the gas, and we have 8 gases. So you have to know the methods to identify 8 gases, starting from the method, and then what is the observation that you should get, and what is the conclusion from the observation. Okay, if you have anything, just write down in the chat box. Okay, if I speak if my voice is not clear or I speak too fast, let me know as well. Okay, so the first one is oxygen gas. Okay, to test for oxygen gas, okay, this one is the procedure when kita buat oxygen gas tu, meaning put 2 spatulas of solid potassium chlorate into a test tube. Heat the solid with high heat. Insert a glowing wooden splinter into the test tube. Okay, this part selalunya tak perlu. Okay, this part is just to produce oxygen gas. Okay, the one that you should know is this one. Insert a glowing wooden splinter into a test tube. Meaning, the method is this one. Okay, insert or put a glowing wooden splinter in a test tube. Okay, bila ada colorless gas yang keluar, we want to test whether it is an oxygen gas or not. We put a glowing wooden splinter in the test tube. And what is the observation that we get? The glowing wooden splinter will relight or rekindle. Okay, or ignites when it is put in the test tube. That is the observation. So the first mark is this one, the second one is this one, and the third one that shows that oxygen gas is released ataupun oxygen gas is produced. Okay, selalunya chemical test perlu ada 3 benda ni for 3 marks. Okay, what are you doing? What will be the observation and what is the conclusion? Okay, so I'm not going to go through this procedure, because this is just how we produce oxygen gas. Okay, so yang ni tak faham sangat pun tak apa. Just know that if we have oxygen gas and you want to test for oxygen gas, the method will be insert a glowing wooden splinter into the test tube, and the observation will be the glowing wooden splinter will rekindle and it shows that oxygen gas is produced. That is all that you need to know. But from the procedure macam ni lah. Okay, from the procedure inilah saja. Okay, you put potassium chlorate into a test tube and then you heat it, and then oxygen gas will release. Okay, selalunya when we do experiment, we won't know what is the gas secara yakinnya. We cannot say, oh, itu oxygen gas. How do you know? Oxygen gas is colorless. Carbon dioxide gas is also colorless. So we need to test for the gas. That is why you need to know how to test for the gas. So in this experiment, this particular experiment, the theory is when we heat potassium chlorate with a high heat, oxygen gas will produce. Okay, so we want to test betul ke oxygen gas yang produce. So what should you do? Okay, you should put a glowing wooden splinter into the test tube, and what is the observation? The glowing wooden splinter will rekindle or relight. And what does that shows? That shows that oxygen gas is released. Is it clear? Is my explanation clear? What should you know sebenarnya dalam topik kita hari ini?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, next one is hydrogen gas. Okay, so hydrogen gas, apa yang when we do experiment case B, they try untuk produce hydrogen gas. So apa yang dia buat? Dia put zinc powder into a test tube and then they add sulfuric acid. Okay, ingat balik, acid plus metal, what should you get? Acid plus metal, what is our product for acid plus metal? Still remember from our last class? Anyone? Hydrogen gas and
Salt.
yes, good. Soluble salt and hydrogen gas. Okay, so this is our theory. Okay, so when kita add zinc in with dilute sulfuric acid, we will get salt and hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is also colorless. So we need to confirm kan itu adalah hydrogen gas. So what should we do? We will place a lighted wooden splinter near the mouth of the test tube. So ini adalah method kita. How to test for a presence of hydrogen gas? You put a lighted wooden splinter near the mouth of the test tube. What will your observation be? The observation is a pop sound is produced. Okay, the second mark. Pop sound is produced. And what that it shows that hydrogen gas is released or hydrogen gas is produced. Okay, senang boleh? I need response. Boleh? Okay.
Boleh.
Alright. So next one, gas yang ketiga. The third one is carbon dioxide gas. So dia nak produce carbon dioxide gas, dia buat apa? Dia ambil solid zinc carbonate, dia put into a test tube, and then dia solid heat with high heat. Okay, ada metal carbonate punya salt, and then dia heatkan metal carbonate punya salt, and then if the theory said that it will produce carbon dioxide gas. So we want to test whether betul ke tak carbon dioxide gas yang produce. So what we do is we flow the gas produced into a lime water, ataupun we pass the colorless gas through lime water. Okay, and then this is what you do. What will the observation be? the lime water turns cloudy. When the lime water turns cloudy or milky, okay, it shows that carbon dioxide gas is released or produced. Okay, ini sama je, biasa. Next one, gas yang keempat, ammonia gas. How to test for ammonia gas? Okay, like as usual, number 1 until number 3 ni adalah how to prepare ammonia gas lah. So they put a spatula of solid ammonium chloride, and then they add sodium hydroxide solution, and then they heat the mixture slowly, and it should produce ammonia gas. So how to test for ammonia gas? We place a piece of moist red litmus paper to the mouth of the test tube. Put a moist red litmus paper. Benda yang penting adalah moist red litmus paper near the mouth of the test tube. Why do we use red litmus paper? Siapa tahu? Why red? Because
ammonia is alkali.
Yes, good. Because ammonia is alkali. Good. Okay, next one. Why moist? Kenapa kena guna moist litmus paper? Kenapa tak boleh guna litmus paper yang kering je?
Sebab ammonia gas not liquid.
Because ammonia gas is not liquid. Okay, keyword dia is alkali. What makes an alkali alkali? Dia mesti ada apa?
Sebab dia menghakis.
Sebab dia menghakis? No. What makes an alkali alkali? Do you still remember what alkali means?
Ionized in water.
Yes, ionized in water. So, we need water. We need water for ammonia to show its apa perkataan tu?
Properties.
Yes, to show its properties or to show its alkalinity. Okay, kita dah belajar ni. The first one yang kita belajar dalam chapter ni. Okay, the role of water. So, kalau tak ada water, the ammonia gas cannot ionize into hydroxide ion. So, hydroxide ion is not present. Bila hydroxide ion is not present, the red litmus paper won't turn to blue. Dia takkan turn to blue lah sebab dia tak boleh show its properties. Okay, so we need to have water. So, we moist the red litmus paper. Clear?
Clear.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So, what will be the observation? The moist red litmus paper will turn to blue. And another one is the pungent smell is produced. Okay, so ammonia gas ada bau yang pungent. Okay, so what is our conclusion? Our conclusion is ammonia gas is released when moist red litmus paper turns blue. Alright, next one. How to test for chlorine gas? So, 1 and the third procedure is just to produce chlorine gas. So you heat manganese oxide. After you add concentrated hydrochloric acid. Okay, and then supposedly chlorine gas will produce. How to test for chlorine gas? Place a piece of moist blue litmus paper to the mouth of the test tube. So the method is put a moist blue litmus paper near the mouth of the test tube. Why blue? Why blue?
Acid.
Because apa yang acid? Apa yang acid?
Chlorine.
Chlorine apa?
Gas.
Chlorine gas is acidic. Bagilah jawapan yang penuh, okay? Chlorine gas is acidic. Okay, sama juga. Why moist? Okay, because we need water for chlorine gas to show its properties or acidity. Okay, what is the observation? Our moist blue litmus paper will turn red and then white. Okay, dekat sini ini adalah a crucial clue, kan tak? Sebab nanti akan ada satu lagi eksperimen yang kita guna blue litmus paper turns red, tapi bila chlorine gas dia akan turns white. Do you still remember kenapa dia turns white? Mula-mula turns red, oh alkali, tapi kenapa tiba-tiba white? Ada satu lagi properties of chlorine yang menyebabkan dia jadi white. Apa? Do you need clue? Do you want some clue?
Yes.
Yes, okay, the clue is we use chlorine in Clorox. So, apa properties of chlorine yang ada dalam Clorox?
Corrosive.
Another one, lagi. Started with B. Banyak dah clue ni. Started with B. Kita guna chlorine dekat dalam Clorox because of these properties. What is the properties? B, L. Cepat, banyak dah ni. Come on guys.
Bleach.
Apa? Sekali lagi, again.
Bleach.
Yes, bleach. It has bleaching properties. Apa maksud bleach? Melunturkan. Okay, peluntur. Kan Clorox kan peluntur. Okay, so bleaching properties. Dia ada properties yang boleh melunturkan. That is why our blue litmus paper, bukan hanya chlorine, chlorine and halogen. Halogen ada bleaching properties. Kalau kita dah belajar waktu form 4, okay, waktu form 4 tahun ni lah, properties of group 17. Group 17 punya properties. Okay, they have bleaching properties. Okay, so it included chlorine, bromine, iodine and etc. Fluorine dan seterusnya. Okay, peluntur, bleach. Okay, so that is why our blue litmus paper turns red, kemudian dia jadi white because of the bleaching properties of chlorine. Okay, chlorine juga ada warna and ada bau. So a pungent greenish yellow gas is produced. Kalaupun dia tak cakap pasal atas ni, dia cakap pasal greenish yellow gas is produced, you should know that it is chlorine. So what is our inference? Chlorine gas is released or produced. Okay, boleh?
Boleh.
Okay, ni gas yang kelima. We have another 3 gas. The next one is hydrogen chlorine gas. Okay, to produce hydrogen chlorine gas, they add solid sodium chloride into a test tube and then added concentrated sulfuric acid, and the mixture is heated, and then the glass rod with dip a glass rod into concentrated ammonia solution. Okay, so this is how we test for hydrogen chlorine gas. When we heated the mixture of sodium chloride and sulfuric acid, supposedly hydrogen chloride gas is produced. So how are we going to test for hydrogen chloride gas? We put a glass rod deep in concentrated ammonia near the mouth of the test tube. So glass rod ni awak dip dulu dalam concentrated ammonia, baru awak letak dekat mouth of the test tube. What will your observation be? White fumes form when a glass rod dipped in concentrated ammonia is put near the mouth of the test tube. Okay, dia suruh tengok. Name the white fumes. Okay, kita nak tahu apa white fumes tersebut. So first kita kena buat dulu. What is the product from sodium chloride plus sulfuric acid? When sodium chloride react with sulfuric acid, what will be our product? sodium
Sodium sulfate.
sulfate and hydrogen chloride gas. Okey, HCl dalam produk ni adalah gas, sebab tu dia namanya hydrogen chloride gas. Okey. HCl kalau dalam liquid kita panggil sebagai hydrochloric acid sebab dia boleh show its properties of acid. So when this hydrogen chloride gas reacted with ammonia, okay, ammonia ni yang dia letak kat sini ni, hydrogen chloride gas reacted with ammonia, they will form ammonium chloride. Okay, they will form ammonium chloride. So these white fumes adalah ammonium chloride. This white fume adalah ammonium chloride. When ammonia reacted with hydrogen chloride. So white fumes form when a glass of rod dipped in concentrated ammonia is put near the mouth of the test tube. So that shows that hydrogen chloride is released or produced. Okay. Boleh?
Boleh.
Okay.
Boleh.
Next one is sulfur dioxide gas. Okay, sulfur dioxide gas. So how do we produce sulfur dioxide gas? We put sodium sulfate solid into a test tube and add hydrochloric acid, and then the mixture is heated. Okay, supposedly sulfur dioxide gas is produced. So how do we test for sulfur dioxide gas? We will flow the gas release into acidified potassium manganate solution, ataupun kita pass the colourless gas through acidified potassium manganate solution. What is our observation? The purple colour of acidified potassium manganate will decolorize. Okay, that shows that sulfur dioxide is released. Okay. Ada soalan kat sini. The gas released in test G is acidic. Predict the observation when moist litmus paper is used. Apa akan jadi dekat moist litmus paper kita? What colour of moist litmus paper should we use?
Blue.
Blue. Okay, what will happen to our moist blue litmus paper?
Turn red.
Yes, good. So our moist blue litmus paper will turn red. Okay, kalau kita nak test untuk sulfur dioxide. Tapi kan dia sama dengan chlorine gas tadi kan. So that is why kita pass pula sulfur dioxide gas ni, kita guna acidified potassium manganate solution. So ini kita tak confuse between sulfur dioxide dengan chlorine gas tadi. Okay. Alright. Last one is nitrogen dioxide gas. How to test for nitrogen dioxide gas? Okay, dia nak produce nitrogen dioxide gas dulu, dia ambil solid lead nitrate, kemudian dia heatkan. Okay, should be nitrogen dioxide gas is produced. Okay, so what should we do? We will place a piece of moist blue litmus paper at the mouth of the test tube. Okay, yang ini sama dengan method untuk chemical test gas apa tadi? Put a moist blue litmus paper at the mouth of the test tube. Ni sama dengan chemical test apa tadi?
Chlorine.
Yes, sama dengan chlorine. Same as chlorine. Okay, the method is the same but the observation will be different. Okay, the observation will be the same as well. Tapi dia ada difference dia. Sikit je. Okay, the observation will be the blue litmus paper turns red. Kalau chlorine tadi ada lagi next step. Apa jadi? Lepas red dia jadi
White.
turns white. Kan? Okay, untuk nitrogen dioxide gas dia tak ada turns white sebab dia tak ada bleaching properties tadi. So bila dia turn sampai red je, you should know ini adalah nitrogen dioxide gas. Okay, and then satu lagi, nitrogen dioxide gas pun ada color juga. Dia ada brown color dan dia pun ada bau yang pungent. Kalau chlorine gas tadi ada warna apa? Chlorine gas tadi warna apa?
White.
Sorry, chlorine gas warna?
Greenish yellow.
Yes, greenish yellowish. Okay, so kalau dia bagi tahu dah, okay, gas yang produce greenish yellowish, so tahulah chlorine gas. Ataupun bila test with moist blue litmus paper, the blue litmus paper turns red and then white, so tahulah itu chlorine gas. Tapi kalau a brown gas is produced, Oh, ini bukan chlorine lah. Ini adalah nitrogen dioxide gas. When blue litmus paper turns red tapi tak turns to white, oh ini adalah nitrogen dioxide gas. So your inference is nitrogen dioxide gas is produced. Kenapa? Ya Allah. What happened? Okay, settle. Settle eh? So that is all the 8 gases that you should know how to test and what is the observation. So you need to know lah, maksudnya kena hafal lah the method. So bahagian mana that you should know is this one. Method of chemical test, the observation and the inference. Okay, so when you do notes for this topic, okay, for this subtopic, awak buatlah dalam bentuk table so that it is easier. Contohnya, this is name of the gas. Okay, this is the method to test. Okay, this is the observation and this is the inference ataupun conclusion. Buat macam tu lah 1 sampai 8. Okay, it will be easier for you to remember or to write or to ulang kaji nanti. To do revision later. Okay, sebab every one of them selalunya ada 3 marks. Ini pun 3 marks, 3 marks dan seterusnya. Okay, why should you know? Kenapa awak kena tahu the gas produce ni apa? Because the next 2 subtopic, okay, kita akan awak akan belajar cara untuk identify salt. Dia bagi salt dekat awak, awak kena identify salt tu salt apa. So macam mana kita nak tahu salt tu salt apa? Okay, daripada kita tengok apa gas yang keluar dari bila kita panaskan salt tersebut. Okay, so bila kita dah tahu apa gas yang keluar, baru kita boleh tahu apa salt tersebut. Right? Habis dekat situ the first subtopic. The next one is the effect of heat. So macam saya cakap tadi, effect of heat ni kita nak tengok bila kita panaskan salt, what will happen to the salt. Okay, ada 2 benda yang kita observe. Okay, kenapa kita nak panaskan salt? Because we want to investigate what is the type of salt. Apakah salt tersebut? Okay, kita sebenarnya buat eksperimen lah. Kita nak tahu apakah salt tersebut because most of the salts are white. Okay, kebanyakan salt warna putih. So bila orang tu bagi 8 jenis salt dekat awak, warna putih semua, you need to identify which is which. Jadi salt nama apa? Salt ni nama apa? Salt ni nama apa? So apa yang kita buat, the first kita akan try untuk, lepas kita try solublekan dia, kita akan try untuk tengok apakah effect of heat. So effect of heat ada 2. Sama ada kita boleh tengok the gas release, okay, untuk kita identify. So bila kita tengok gas release, kita akan ada information about the anion ataupun cation. Okay, apa anion dalam tu ataupun apa cation dalam tu. The second effect of heat is the color of the residue. Color of the residue. Bila the color of the residue tu ada color of the residue, kita akan dapat information untuk cation apa dalam salt tersebut. Okay, so this effect of heat ni, kita heatkan salt untuk kita identify the cation dan anion of the salt. Okay, ini adalah objektif kita. Kita nak identify salt tu salt apa. So first one, kita kena tengok dulu apakah effect of heat kepada carbonate salt. Okay, so we want to investigate the action of heat on carbonate salt. Do all carbonate salt decompose when heated to produce carbon dioxide gas? Okay, adakah semua carbonate salt akan menjadi metal oxide dan carbon dioxide gas? Okay, hipotesis dia kata all carbonate salts decompose untuk produce carbon dioxide gas. So kita pun gunalah berbagai-bagai jenis carbonate salt. Kita kena tengok produk dia, fix it to spatulas of salt. Okay, kemudian kita heatkan lah. Ini apa yang kita buat. Kita put tu spatula of, okay, yang first yang kita guna adalah solid sodium carbonate into a boiling tube dekat dalam ni, and then observe the colour of the salt. Okay, awal-awal tu colour apa. And then kita connect the rubber stopper with the delivery tube. okay, to the mouth of the boiling tube. Ensure the other end of the delivery tube is placed into the lime water. Kita mesti make sure kan yang ini masuk dalam lime water sebab kita nak gas kita terus kena dengan lime water lepas ni. Okay, and then kita heat lah. Kemudian kita heat kan kita punya carbonate salt. Okay, observe the change that occur in the lime water and the colour of the residue. Colour ni pun kita kena tengok juga. When it is hot and when it is cold. Record the observation. Repeat step 1 to 4 using other carbonate salts. Okay, kita pun replace lah sodium carbonate salt tu. Okay, so ini adalah kita punya eksperimen tadi. Mula-mula kita guna sodium, kemudian kita guna calcium carbonate, kemudian zinc carbonate, lead 2 carbonate, copper 2 carbonate. Tengok, warna salt tersebut, warna salt tersebut semuanya white kecuali copper 2 carbonate. Copper 2 carbonate warna dia green. Okay, tapi kalau yang lain-lain ni kita tak dapat identify pun sebab semuanya warna white. Okay, so bila kita heatkan mereka akan dapat the residue is metal oxide. Okay, metal oxide. So metal oxide untuk calcium carbonate, untuk calcium oxide, dia jadi calcium oxide lah sebab bila kita heatkan metal carbonate, kita akan dapat metal oxide plus carbon dioxide gas. So ini adalah metal oxide. M ni adalah metal bukan magnesium. Okay. So metal carbonate, ini semua adalah metal carbonate. Okay, metal carbonate bila kita punya hipotesis tadi adalah metal carbonate bila kita heatkan dia akan jadi metal oxide dan carbon dioxide gas. So metal oxide, kita tengok sodium carbonate tak ada apa-apa. Maksudnya effect on lime water pun no change. Maksudnya sodium carbonate tak jadi apa-apa apabila dipanaskan. Okay, dia stable, dia tak jadi apa-apa bila dipanaskan. Tapi calcium, zinc, lead, copper bila dipanaskan ada jadi something, dia akan decompose. So metal oxide, kalau calcium carbonate dipanaskan, metal oxide dia nama apa? Calcium carbonate dipanaskan, metal oxide dia nama apa?
Calcium oxide.
Okay, good. Calcium oxide. So calcium oxide bila panas dia warna putih. Bila sejuk pun warna putih. Lime water turns cloudy, maksudnya ada carbon dioxide. Okay, zinc carbonate bila jadi metal oxide, apa nama metal oxide dia?
Zinc oxide.
Good, zinc oxide. So zinc oxide bila dipanas warna dia yellow. Bila dia cool warna dia white. Lime water turns cloudy, maksudnya ada carbon dioxide gas. Lead 2 carbonate bila dia decompose jadi lead 2 oxide. Okay, lead 2 oxide bila dia panas warna dia brown, bila dia sejuk warna dia yellow. Lime water turns cloudy, maksudnya ada carbon dioxide gas. Copper 2 carbonate bila kita panaskan kita akan dapat copper 2 oxide. Copper 2 oxide bila dia panas pun dia black, bila dia sejuk pun dia black. Carbon dioxide gas turns cloudy. Okay, so part yang penting adalah ini sebenarnya. 3 ni. Because 3 ni, you have to memorize the colour. Colour when hot and colour when cold. Because daripada sini, awak akan tahu the cation. Saya cakap tadi. Maksudnya, kalau kata eksperimen tu dia cakap the metal oxide ataupun the residue is brown when hot and yellow when cold, what is the metal oxide? Brown when hot and yellow when cool, what is the metal oxide?
Lead 2 oxide.
Okay,
Lead 2 oxide.
the metal oxide is lead 2 oxide. Meaning, apa cation dalam lead 2 oxide?
Oxide ion.
Ha? Apa cation? Positive ion.
Lead 2.
Lead 2
Lead
ion.
2. So, dia punya cation adalah lead 2 ion. Okay, so awak dah tahu dah. Oh, salt ni ada lead 2. Ada lead 2 cation. Kemudian lime water turn cloudy. Lime water turn cloudy maksudnya ada gas apa yang release?
Carbon dioxide.
Okay, so carbon dioxide adalah terilis apabila salt apa dipanaskan?
Carbonate salt.
Carbonate salt. So awak tahu bahawa dalam salt awak tu ada carbonate ion. Okay? So apakah nama salt awak? Apakah nama salt kita yang kita panaskan?
lead
carbonate.
Lead to carbonate. Macam tu. Dia akan suruh awak patah balik daripada belakang, daripada produk. Dia suruh awak identify apa produk tu. Kemudian baru awak tahu apakah nama salt awak. Macam tu. Okay? So next one. What is the function of lime water? Apa function lime water dalam eksperimen ni?
To identify the presence of carbon
Good.
dioxide.
Good. To identify the presence of carbon dioxide gas. Good. Sebab kita tahu, kita buat hipotesis carbonate salt kalau dipanaskan akan release carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide gas. Good. What gas is released? Carbon dioxide gas lah. Identify carbonate salt that cannot be decomposed. Okay, ada dua sahaja carbonate salt yang tak, bila kita panaskan, dia tak jadi apa-apa. Dua je. Iaitu sodium carbonate dengan sodium carbonate and potassium carbonate. Okay. Sodium and potassium carbonate kalau kita panaskan tak jadi apa-apa. Right. So is the hypothesis accept? No lah, because not all carbonate salt can be decomposed into metal oxide and carbon dioxide gas. Habis carbonate salt. Write the equation for the action of heat on carbonate salt that can be decomposed by heat. Kita tengok yang inilah, this one. Generally, the decomposition of carbonate salt, okay, akan dapat metal oxide plus carbon dioxide. Okay, ini adalah general one. So, kalau carbonate salt dipanaskan, dia akan menghasilkan metal oxide dan carbon dioxide gas. So, metal oxide tu, kalau awak ingat the colour, kalau dia ada colour, awak boleh identify apakah metal oxide tersebut. Awak boleh identify what is the metal inside, what is the cation inside the salt. Name another carbonate salt that cannot be decomposed by heat. Potassium carbonate. Satu lagi, sodium carbonate. Okay, habis carbonate salt. Next one is kita nak tengok pula bila kita panaskan nitrate salt, apa pula yang jadi. Okay, to investigate the action of nitrate salt. So, dia kata nitrate salt decompose when heated to release nitrogen dioxide gas and oxygen gas. Maksudnya dia kata metal nitrate bila dipanaskan dia akan jadi metal oxide plus nitrogen dioxide dan oxygen gas. Okay, ini adalah dia punya teori. Okay, so dia guna solid sodium nitrate, solid magnesium nitrate, zinc nitrate, lead nitrate, copper nitrate, okay, dan seterusnya. Dan dia guna juga blue litmus paper sebab dia nak test for blue litmus paper. Kita nak test gas apa?
Acid.
Gas apa yang kita nak test?
nitrogen dioxide.
Yes, nitrogen dioxide. Okay, ingat lagi tak tadi atas tadi nitrogen dioxide. Kita nak test for nitrogen dioxide gas, kita guna blue litmus paper. Kenapa pula kita perlu wooden splinter? Kita nak test for apa?
Hydrogen gas. No.
Apa yang terhasil tadi?
Nitrate salt.
Wooden splinter nak test for gas apa?
Hydrogen gas.
Ada hydrogen gas kat sini.
Oxygen.
Yes, oxygen. Okay, sebab hipotesis kita kata tadi, nitrate salt bila kita panaskan, kita akan dapat metal oxide, nitrogen oxide dengan oxygen gas. So kita kena adalah benda untuk test, betul tak nitrogen dioxide yang keluar, betul tak oxygen yang keluar. Okay, so this is how awak letakkan nitrate salt ke dalam test tube, and then clamp dekat retort stand. Okay, kemudian akan heatkan the salt strongly. Lepas tu awak nak test for nitrogen dioxide, awak guna moist blue litmus paper kan. Put the moist blue litmus paper right near the mouth of the test tube. Okay, kemudian nak test for oxygen pula, put the glowing wooden splinter into the test tube. So record lah. Apa yang awak kena record? Record warna nitrate salt ni before dengan waktu dia hot dengan waktu dia cold. Okay, kemudian awak kena record juga blue litmus paper ni punya change dengan glowing wooden splinter ni rekindles or not. Okay. So, the brown gas that is released ni nama adalah apa? Brown gas that is released nama dia apa?
Nitrate.
Apa nama dia?
Nitrogen dioxide.
Yes, nitrogen dioxide gas. Sebab nitrogen dioxide gas ada warna brown. Okay. Next one, what are the change observed in the glowing wooden splinter? Bila diletak glowing wooden splinter in the test tube, what is your observation?
Pop sound.
Kita guna glowing
Dia
wooden splinter
padam.
untuk test untuk apa? Gas apa tadi?
Oxygen.
Oksigen. So bila oksigen, apa kita punya observation?
The good glowing wooden splitter will off. Bukan padam.
Padam?
Continue to light.
Will rekindle ataupun reignite. Kan dah cakap tadi. Kan dah cakap tadi. Okay, apa inference kita? Apa inference kita? That shows that gas apa produce?
Oxygen gas
Oxygen gas is
release.
release. Ini je yang dia tanya, yang kita dah belajar tadi. Okay, so awak kena tahu kita nak test untuk gas apa. Bila kita dah tahu kita nak test untuk gas apa, baru kita tahu method dia, baru kita tahu observation dia, baru kita tahu conclusion dia. Okay, itu yang saya ajar awal tadi. Okay. Alright, write the equation for the action. Okay, generally, the composition of nitrate is represented by the word equation below. Nitrate salt akan dapat metal oxide, nitrogen dioxide, dan satu lagi apa? Gas apa?
Oxygen.
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 Okay, habis. Alright, ini adalah conclusion dia. Conclusion effect of heat by gas produced. Okay, untuk carbonate salt, kebanyakan carbonate salt bila kita heatkan dia akan produce metal oxide dengan carbon dioxide gas. So ini adalah metal oxide. Ini adalah carbon dioxide gas. Okay, except for potassium dengan sodium carbonate. Okay, dia tak akan decompose. Nitrate salt. Bila kita panaskan nitrate salt, dia akan jadi metal oxide, nitrogen gas dengan oxygen gas. Metal oxide, nitrogen dioxide gas dengan oxygen gas. Kecuali potassium dengan sodium nitrate. Potassium dengan sodium nitrate, dia bukan tak decompose, tapi dia decompose jadi salt nitrate dengan metal nitrate dengan oxygen gas saja. So ini lain. Potassium sodium nitrate tak produce yang ni. Okay. Sulfate salt dengan chloride salt. Okay, sulfate dengan chloride salt tak semua boleh decompose. Ada sikit je yang boleh decompose. Okay. So kalau ammonium chloride, kalau kita heatkan dia, dia akan produce ammonia gas. Kalau kita heatkan zinc sulfate, kita akan dapat metal oxide dengan sulfur trioxide. Kalau kita heatkan iron 2 sulfate, kita akan dapat iron trioxide, sulfur dioxide dengan sulfur trioxide. Okay, ini special case lah. So apa yang awak perlu tahu adalah kalau salt tu bila dipanaskan dia produce metal oxide dengan carbon dioxide, dia adalah carbonate salt. Kalau salt tu dipanaskan dia produce nitrogen dioxide dengan oxygen gas, dia adalah nitrate salt. Okay, kalau dia produce ammonia gas, dia adalah ammonium salt. Kalau dia produce sulfur trioxide gas, dia adalah sulfate salt. Okay, inilah kita punya conclusion. Ingat tak tadi, gas produce, kita akan bagi info tentang anion atau cation kita. So kalau carbon dioxide gas yang produce itu adalah carbonate salt. Maksudnya dalam tu ada carbonate ions. Dalam salt awak tu ada carbonate ions. Kalau salt tersebut produce nitrogen dioxide gas dengan oxygen gas, dalam dia ada nitrate salt. Dia adalah nitrate salt sebab dalam dia ada nitrate ions. If the gas produced is sulfur trioxide, meaning it is a sulfate gas, a sulfate salt, and dalam dia ada sulfate ions. Kalau ammonia gas yang release, maksud dia adalah ammonium salt dan dalam dia ada ammonia ions. So this is the crucial things that you know, that you should know. Okay. The next one is color. Color of the residue memberi info kepada kita tentang cation. Okay, if bila kita panaskan salt tersebut, okay, the residue, maksudnya the metal oxide ada warna yellow when hot, white when cold. So metal oxide dia adalah zinc oxide. Okay, so cation dia dalam tu ada zinc ion. Kalau dia hot when brown when hot, yellow when cold, dia adalah lead-2 oxide. So lead-2 oxide dalam dia ada lead-2 ion. Kalau dia black when hot and cold, dia adalah copper-2 oxide dan dalam copper-2 oxide ada copper-2 ion. So ini pun adalah benda yang awak perlu hafal juga. Okey, yang ini dengan yang ini bersama dengan table tentang gas tadi. Okey. Jom kita try satu. Last one. Okey, dia kata salt act decompose when heated. Okey, so kita tahu bahawa salt ni dipanaskan. A brown coloured gas. Okay, brown coloured gas is released and turns blue litmus paper to red. The colour of the residue is brown when hot and yellow when cold. Name salt X. Ini yang dia suruh buat. Name salt X. So kita tengok satu-satu. The colour of gas adalah, apa colour of gas tadi? Brown. Apa test dia tadi? Blue litmus paper kepada red. Okey, daripada maklumat ini, apakah nama gas kita? What is the gas produced?
Lead-2 oxide.
Sekali lagi.
Lead-2 oxide.
Lead-2 oxide itu adalah metal oxide. Saya tanya tentang gas. Gas tu warna brown and bila kita guna blue litmus paper, kita test blue litmus paper, put it at the mouth of the test tube, the blue litmus paper will turn to red. So apakah gas tersebut? Nitrogen
dioxide.
Nitrogen dioxide. Good. Nitrogen dioxide gas. So bila nitrogen dioxide gas yang produce, apakah anion dalam salt kita? Dia datang daripada salt apa?
Nitrogen.
Anion.
Carbon dioxide.
Astaghfirullahalazim. Tengok balik dekat atas. Bila nitrogen dioxide gas yang produce, apa salt kita? Nitrate salt. Apa anion dalam nitrate salt?
Nitrate ion.
Nitrate ion. So, anion kita adalah nitrate ion. Okay, NO3. Boleh? Sebab tu saya kata these two slide is penting.
Boleh.
Okay, penting dua slide ni. Buat nota nanti mesti ada dua slide ni. Alright, the colour of the residue. Okay, sekarang kita tengok colour of the residue pula. Dia kata colour of the residue is brown when hot, and yellow when cold. Okay, brown when hot and yellow when cold ni apakah nama okside kita?
Lead to oxide.
Lead to oxide. Good, lead to oxide. So cation dalam lead to oxide?
Lead to ion.
Good, lead to ion. Okay, so salt kita ada lead to ion dengan nitrate ion. So apa nama salt kita?
Lead
Lead
to
to
nitrate.
nitrate.
Yes, good. Macam itulah. Lead to nitrate. So dah nampak dah? Kenapa kita kena belajar semua benda dekat atas tadi?
Nampak.
Nampak, okay?
Nampak.
Meaning to say, awak perlu tahu everything. Awak kena tahu gas tu apa warna dia. Kalau kita test guna yang ni, apa jadi? Okay, kemudian baru awak boleh tahu what is the gas. Bila awak tahu gas tu gas apa, barulah awak tahu dia salt apa, kan? Carbonate salt ke, nitrate salt ke, sulfate salt ke, ammonium salt ke? Okay, bila awak dah tahu dia salt apa, okay, daripada colour of the residue pula, awak tahu dia punya cation. Zinc ke, lead ke, copper ke, ataupun kalau tak ada warna, dia akan bagi tahu kat awak metal tu apa. Okay, kemudian awak boleh tahu apakah salt awak. Inilah your ultimate goal untuk identify salt. Okay, so the things that are very important from our lesson today. The first one is this test, gas test. Okay, do these notes. Okay, the table. Okay, the name of the gas, how to test for the gas, the observation and inference. This is the important one. First one. The second important part of our lesson today is this slide. This slide. Okay, what is the gas produced? What is the salt? And what is the anion or cation from the salt? The third part that is important from our lesson today is the colour of the residue or the colour of the metal oxide. Kalau colour ni apa? So what is the cation? Barulah awak boleh jawab soalan macam dalam example 16 ini. Okay? Boleh faham?
Boleh.
Boleh.
Okay, good. So saya dah bagi tahu juga apa yang penting. So I really hope that you take note on what is important and buat nota lah tentang itu. I will give you this slide after this as well. And your homework for today's class is your module, page 184, 185 and 186. Okay, I will put it in Google Classroom and your WhatsApp group as well. Okay, alright. If you don't have any more questions, ada questions? Ada soalan? No. Okay, I'm sorry for taking